1019, New York's #1 for throwbacks.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, King Chic. We here at the King and I radio show, streaming live on Party 101.9. You just heard Drip Check by Young Paris. And as a treat, after hearing Drip Check, we actually have Young Paris in the building, right? So I'm super excited about that. And honestly, I just want to say I've been looking at this drip. So I don't know what you consider your fashion style.
Oh, I mix it up, you know. I think right now it's more like heavier, baggier. So I'm just kind of going the sparkles and Swarovski vibes, you know.
Okay.
Good watch, good rings.
Okay. Yeah, because you know I said okay, he looked like a superstar already. I came in, I'm like okay, he got the drip down, and then we get a drip song. Yeah. So that's off your
Yeah, we just dropped a tape, African Hustler.
Okay.
Just to get the get the summer going a little bit.
So when did that drop?
Last month. It's been out for a month now.
Okay, so it's fairly fresh. And so how have the people been responding to it?
I mean, these records are like tour records, like really for like live gigs. So it's really I actually made this because we're getting ready to October, but it's more like if you know the Young Paris vibe, you're really gonna like turn up. It's those type of records at home, you cooking, cleaning, you working out. It's that type of vibe.
Got you. And so you said you're gonna be going. You made this album because you're going on tour. So, and I saw that you went on tour with a whole bunch of big names. I saw I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but Davido. I know that name, right? And so this time around, what is your tour consisting of? Like, who are you gonna?
I'm doing more solo days. I might jump on somebody's tour because we want to go out in Europe. I feel like the Europe is just abundantly and like financially it makes more sense for the Afrobeats vibe to be doing like Europe dates. But
is that a bigger market there?
Yeah, it's just way bigger.
So is Europe even bigger than Africa as far as the music?
I mean, it depends. Like the Africans streaming, but there's no real income because there's not the infrastructure there for most countries. I mean, obviously South Africa, Nigeria. There's some places that got it down where you actually they're paying artists, but more of the buyers are coming out of Europe, and now it's really pouring into the States.
Okay.
That market.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I definitely see that it's coming to the States. I feel like maybe about like 2019 or so, it was like a big influx. It was crazy. It was every song you heard was like an Afrobeat song, and so now I feel like that genre of music is kind of like a household name. Like whether people understand what's being said or not, music is universal. So like the beats, everything is catchy. But you sound like you talk mostly English on your records. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the whole Afrobeats is kind of like I was there for all of it. I kind of coined that. I just created the term.
Really?
If you do your homework, I was really outside 2014, right around like we're gonna call this Afrobeats.
Okay.
And to see what it became, I mean, I was everybody knows.
You gotta get your credit for that. You gotta drop a bomb on that. So you.
Yeah, they if you know what's going on, you know what's up. But then when I ended up getting signed, 2016 Rock Nation, the whole thing was around like how much momentum I was building with like mixing African music and like hip hop. And for me, it's like I was born in Paris, I'm Congolese, but I also grew up most of my life in New York. So like because I was African, I was like, I want to rap, but not on like hip hop beats. I wanted to be more African, so it kind of was molding a genre,
Yeah, because I mean, all of it is a piece of you. So you're African.
Yeah.
You're in New York.
Yeah.
I don't know what part of Paris you are incorporated in the music though, but I mean, I get it. Like, so it makes sense to put bits and pieces
it's like
in,
mixing cultures
for
like
everybody.
Most of us, most Black Americans are like Caribbean. You might have a Jamaican or West Indian, dialect with how you listen to music, or you want to add some of those vibes into your. So it's one of those. It was kind of like that for me. It was like, how do I just be honest about the type of content I want to create as an artist? And like New York rap at the time was just so aggressive and so kind of negative. I'm like, yo, like in Africa, we make music more about like celebration and vibes and women enjoying life. So I just felt like I'm still like a New Yorker though, and I still had a lot of New York experiences. So I was like, how do I kind of keep it street but still like sexy? And like Afrobeats was like perfect.
That was it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I think that was a good call. Right.
Yeah, it's massive now. You know, this is like it's become one of the biggest genres.
That's what
I
I'm
should have
noticing.
trademarked. I was talking to my guy too. I'm like, I should have trademarked that shit. Man.
So you just gave the idea out in oh, it was like a Moncler.
No, it was just a lot. It was a lot of momentum. I mean, at
Yeah.
the time, there was like Wizkid coming in. Burna Boy was very early on. DeVito was coming in. Malik Berry, techno. Like it's like 2016. Like they were calling it like Afro swing, Afro pop. They were coming out of Nigeria, and I was the New Yorker, kind of watching them, but also inspired by them and being like, yo, this could be like Afro beats. Like this could be like some Afro shit, but it's like we could make it like hip hop. But again, it was really like when you kind of in a moment of creating culture, you're not thinking about how big and credit. No, you're just like, yo, we just doing it. It's raw.
This is what it could be.
And we were there, like to see where it's at now is like unbelievable. I remember they wouldn't give no deals. They wasn't trying to book these guys nowhere. I remember Wizkid playing SOBs like 200 people there. He was huge in Africa. Like,
Okay.
So I think America kind of was last picking it up, but now
they slowly catching on. Cause I saw on the Grammys, they had
new categories. All this is brand new.
Right, they had the new category, and I don't know how they do with their choosing, but okay, that's another thing. But yeah, I said okay, that's a big one. They had a whole category opened up there. I saw they probably put Burna Boy against Tyler and everybody, but yeah, it was
Well, there's still I think BET still has it as best international act, which could be anything. But I think the Grammys just opened a new like African music or like Afro. I don't know.
Well, that's good of them to kind of give each thing their own lane. So that's cool, and I feel like because there's other genres of music out there that haven't been getting as much, and they've been out for a long time. For instance, like reggae and dancehall, they're not getting as far as Afrobeats. So that's a huge step.
It's really the market, like the fact that like big, like white American artists are like jumping on these records, and like once these type of kids are buying the records, and it just changes the kind of narrative. I think the genre's potential. I think when people started seeing the sales like matching with hip hop sales or R&B sales, like nah, this is actually.
They gotta get in. It's big money.
And them Nigerians, they don't play, man. Them Nigerians, they're aggressive. You know what I'm saying? They come in. They're also doing it in English, and they mix in their language so it works. Like people can sing along. It's real smart how they did it. Like mostly the Nigerians, I gotta give them a lot of credit.
So you said you Congolese. So that means from Congo, right? What language they speak?
We speak Lingala.
Lingala? Okay, and that's the only one, or is multiple, but
There's
you
a lot.
speak Lingala?
Yeah,
okay.
It's like 200 languages.
Look at that, I'm learning something. I think the people probably learning something. Lingala, okay.
Yeah, Africa's just so vast, you know.
It is.
It's too many, like, tribes. It's way too much. It's way too complicated. Like, again, even just saying Africa, it's such a strange thing to say because so much going on. Like to break it down by country, by region, by tribe would take like some real science. Like, but I'm Congolese. I'm Bas Congo. My tribe was Bas Congo. From like the heart of Africa.
Okay. Yeah, I like every time I meet somebody, I'm asking them, okay, which country are you from? Because they tell me Africa. No. Which country?
Yeah. Have you done any kind of background checks? They got the test. They got all type of shit.
Oh, to see where I'm from.
Yeah, they got the Africa meat. They got they got tests you could do, blood work, all that.
No, I haven't done any of it. I just assume that I'm either from Ghana or Nigeria.
Oh yeah.
Because like I feel like.
Are you Jamaican?
No, but I'm Caribbean, so my family's from Antigua, and I feel like. Most of the slaves or whatever that they took was from that region. So
a lot of Ghanaians went direct to Jamaica.
Yeah, because they have their they have one woman that they praised, like I guess she like they Harriet Tubman Nanny of the Maroons or something like that, and she was from Ghana. But yeah.
That's what's up.
That's
You gotta go to
interesting
Africa.
I do.
Everybody
I
tap
do.
in, man. Get the Africa trip booked, man. Stop going to Europe. Stop
No,
going to
seriously.
Mexico. You know, playing with all these. You gotta go back home, man. That's the destination. I'm trying to get everybody to just book these flights back home
That's
and
a
make
fact.
that a new trend. You know.
I had an Afrobeats artist up here the other day, and he was saying the same thing. Like, you're talking about Dirty December, and I
Mhm.
guess like, you know, there was some point where they were giving people passports
Yeah.
and
Black Americans
citizenship
get, like,
and
citizenship.
chances to buy land and all
Mhm.
of that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good thing, but I definitely want to get there.
It's still valid. Like if you're a Black American, you can get free citizenship in Ghana.
Okay.
And everybody really goes December. That's when it's lit.
Yeah. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe this December I might end up in.
Let's go. Sheesh.
Yes. Man.
Let's do it.
So, and I'm gonna go off from what we were talking about because I'm just curious. I want to know like how long you've been doing music.
Well, it's been a lot. I mean, my father was a dancer, my mother's a dancer. I've been really. I started like doing drum. You know, like those African dance troops you
Mhm.
see like growing up. Like I was one of the black kids that was behind the drum on the djembe. Like that was my background. So, and I've been playing since maybe 4 years old. So my whole life has really been music. I would say like my teens when I really started picking up like rapping and like having a story to tell and like playing with like vocals over music, but it's always been there. Like
Music's always been an influence. Okay.
I always had a love for music. I mean, even how I kind of created my sound was like just being inspired by rap, by African music, by electronic music. Because being from Paris, like I had these three kind of triangles growing up, like this European thing, this African thing, this American thing. Like musically, I wanted to like blend those together.
So how long did you live in Paris, and then how?
I left Paris when we were, I think, like 8.
Okay. Okay. So you remember a lot from there? That's another place I want to visit too, though.
Paris, beautiful. I go to Paris every year. Paris, do a little fashion week out this September, you'd be straight. But Paris is like very romantic city, very just like, if you go there with a date, like, or like somebody you love, because there's something in the air. It's real. I don't really know how to. It's like it sounds like a cliche, but it's real. Like when you're in Paris with someone, like the way they do it, like they got the little boats going through the middle of the thing. They got the cute little cafes, like the music playing, like the restaurants, the hotel. It's just such a beautiful city.
And then people like they going for the Eiffel Tower.
Eiffel Tower.
And the Lock Bridge.
Lock Bridge, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just very romantic. It's like you're in a movie. But I mean, I really know Paris, so like Paris that y'all know is like the actual city, but where most black people from, like where the urban people from, is outside of Paris. Like over there, the suburbs are like the hood. So like usually, Paris is mostly like white, and you get some races. Like it's a lot more mixed race out there, but most of the actual black people that live in France or live in Paris live outside. Like, people don't know there's a lot of black people out there, like a lot of Africans.
I feel like there's a lot of black people everywhere.
Everywhere. Speaking of Tulum now, yeah, Tulum. It's funny. I went to Tulum last year. It's like, man, black people out there. I'm like, damn, I didn't even know it was a whole.
I think they discovered it
They just
and
took
was
that
just
shit
like,
over.
yeah, that's it. This is our new Cancun.
Yeah.
It's like every weekend I see somebody like they in Tulum, and but me, I'm so scary. I wouldn't go anywhere that I feel like they ain't, unless I know people and. But where it's underdeveloped, like people were staying in Airbnb. They would have all kind of crazy stories. They staying in Airbnb. The owners is trying to break in, all kind of, you know. So it's just
Nah, there's
like,
a lot of cartel shit going on.
Yeah.
You get pulled over a lot in Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico
It's a little
is
scary.
scary. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely scary. But so yeah. So the album is out. We heard Drip Check, and then you had the next single. What's the second
I
single?
mean, I want to play a joint that I did with Stoneboy. It's called 1 Milli. It's a new vibe that we also put out. It's outside of the EP, but I just felt like just to show y'all another vibe of like the Afrobeats tip that I'm on. Like it's not always just a party. It's also like kind of some fly shit, some lyrics, like some of that Caribbean vibe too. My ex was from St. Vincent, so I was out there for a minute, and like, yeah, that really just touched. I like that culture.
So was that like the inspiration?
With this one, yeah, it was like a lot of the, when we was making the beat, I was like, I want something like more Caribbean.
Okay, and I'm Caribbean, so I'm gonna see what kind of feels I'm getting with this one. So we're gonna get into that one. What you said the title was again?
1 million.
1 Milli. Featuring
The
Stone.
Big Apple is cranking real throwbacks.
New York City.
The new party 1019. The new party 1019. New party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks.
And we are back. It's the King and I radio show, which it hosts King Chic, and our special guest in the building, Young Paris. Yes, he
King Paris.
all the way from everywhere. King Paris from Paris, New York,
Big up Africa.
and yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, I like that. I like your little phrase that you catchphrase. I might have to pick up on that. But you know that's what I do up here. Every time somebody cook and they, you know, I pick up on.
I pick up a little
what?
swag,
Yeah.
a little drip check.
Yes. So and I know we talked about the music and I talked about your fashion a little bit, but I also see that you like an ambassador for certain things. So get you tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, I did some cool projects also in fashion when I was coming up. In music, I had a dope PR agent. I still work with her. Shout out to Cabin Creative, Julia. And she got me to be celebrated by the CFDAs, the Council of Fashion Designers, like Anna Winter, Vogue, Stephen Cole, those people. And just, you know, celebrate like my taste in fashion. Like I was like wearing crazy, like, you know, I've really been doing this fashion thing for a while. So front row, New York, Paris, Milan, all these crazy shows, and like it just, you know, finally picked up. But you know, that's another kind of thing that I wanted to help influence in the culture, is like how we look while we building this thing out. You know, it's not just the sound, but also the look, the image. And you know, I feel like I'm Congolese, so like in our culture, we have to dress up. Like it's I feel like every country in Africa got his kind of thing. Like people know from them. Like South Africans do that, Nigerians do that, Ghanaians. Congolese, we known for dressing up. Like that's from very young. We have a thing called the sapeurs, like literally runway shows in like the hood, like the super ghetto. And men are like going to Paris, buying suits and like doing runway shows.
Okay.
Like $1,000 suits, saving up for months or sometimes years just to get a suit and just do a runway show. Like that's our thing. So like, yeah, I was just celebrated by that group, Condé Nast, and a lot of people know, like they know me for fashion.
And I could see that because you look fashionable to me, right? And then I saw, what is that they said you collaborate with big names, Christian, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Moncler. How were those experiences?
It's dope. I mean, just working with these teams, like them just seeing that I could represent the brand well. Whether it was like ambassador programs, whether it's like invites to just rep the brand as a spokesperson, or do campaigns, photo shoots, video stuff. I mean, at the time, like my momentum was so crazy that I really like kind of forget half of what I was doing. But it's just dope to see like some of the brands you like shop at stores growing up but can't even afford. Like you get an email and it says like we want you to become like an ambassador, or to like go to this dinner with our owners with 4 people and just talk about your taste in fashion. And again, I think that's just another situation where now it gives the opportunity for a lot of African artists to have these type of relationships. Like I'm one of those guys that when I'm in, I'm trying to bring everybody in. Like you see me, but look at them over there. Like they're gonna be up next. So, but it's dope. I mean, I think like we've all had these experiences. I'm sure you have as well, where like you see something that you think is so big, and then one day you have access to and you're like, this is just crazy.
Wow, I can't. Right.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. It's like, wow, I can't believe I'm here.
I'm here and I'm comfortable here.
And yeah, it's a situation where you're wanted. People remember you. They know your name. Like you're not just there introducing yourself and then they're like, oh, who's this? You know. So yeah, you have an actual invite in the building. So yeah, that's definitely I could
imagine you with radio. Was you like a little girl? Like one day I want to do this, or like did you kind of just ease your way into it?
I think I eased my way into it, but definitely like during college and stuff, I felt like this is something I want to do. But I would meet different people down the road, and they'd bring me like different places, and then I don't know, everything just summed up and tied into each other. Once I got to the point where I needed to be, it was like okay, I had to do that to meet this person, and so
and it was like seeing.
Yeah, so everything worked out. So that's the good thing about life, right? Everything kind of.
Yes, you put the work in.
So what you want the people to I don't know, to know about you? What you want them to do? Give them your socials. Tell them what they can
Everything
find.
at Young Paris. No, I mean I think I'm kind of just doing my rounds. Like a lot of people who are real Young Paris fans know what I was really doing out here for many years. I had a kid. I got a two-year-old now.
Congratulations.
And you know, I kind of took a couple years off post-COVID, like just kind of get my feet back into being a dad and the family and location. And I feel like now that I'm geared up again, you know, just look forward to the splash, like the wave, you know, the vibes. And I'm one of the originals, so I feel like I just know how to do this, like how to really be fly, like how to really make vibes that people enjoy. And at the end of the day, it's really just about spreading love. Like we're just trying to celebrate. It's not, we're not even trying to hurt nobody. And yeah, I think I would definitely say the artists out there, whatever you're doing, just keep being true to yourself. Like don't try to copy and replicate something because of the vibe. Like just be honest with your experience and how you can turn that into music or art or fashion or whatever you want to do with it. But you know, I feel like a lot of times I'm in scenarios where I wish more artists would just be true to their craft. Like even if it's weird, even if it's not.
Create their own vibe.
Yeah, it's like even if you don't think it's interesting or it don't fit in with what Cardi B's doing or what this guy's doing. This is like just be the speak your
like
truth.
You're gonna have your own.
Speak your truth. Because I mean, I'm finding like this artist out here that's like, you ever have an artist you listen to their vibe, you're like, that's not really you. Like I just know that's not you. You seem like a real this type of person, and you doing your thing. It just seems like you're trying to just catch something that because it's what it is right now. But I feel like you waste a lot of time when you're going away from your truth. So I definitely just encourage an artist to just be more into your life. Like even if it's weird, even if it don't match what's popping right now, you're always gonna have a career when you're just different.
I agree with that. So you feel like that's what you did? Like you just found your own creativity and established your own lane and just.
Yeah, I was just I was the first African to sign with a major. I got signed by Rock Nation. Like to get signed by Rock is no small. Like I was turning the host. Like even if I have big records, I feel like people just always gravitated towards like how authentic I was coming in. Like it was just like this guy's just being who he is. Like we just like that. And even if it's not picked up by radio or like the biggest features, we just like I never paid for a feature. I did songs with some of the biggest names in it, and it's always just been off of like I just vibe with you, bro. Like you just genuine. Let's do it. And I try to just encourage artists to be like, just be weird, bro. Like just stay in your lane. Just do it. It don't gotta be weird, but just stay in your whatever's different, and you know how your mom raised you, how you did it. Like just stick to that, because even if you get a little vibe off of a trend, those things burn out. But you still left a mark, and now people see you as something that you're not.
You gotta live for more of what you're not.
You gotta live with that. Like if you make a record and you gotta live with that record for your whole life. Like, imagine making a hit record and it wasn't even really you, and now you gotta perform that for 30 years, and every time you're doing it, like yo, that's not even who I am.
And the people is looking for it because that's who
what-
they know you as. So yeah.
Yeah, it can be a gift and a curse having a big record for sure.
Well, so you gave out your socials? Did I hear you give out
Yeah,
your
everything at Young Paris.
on every site you.
Everything is at Young
Young
Paris.
Paris,
You know,
okay.
jump on the gram, come see some drip. Like if you dripped out, if you don't know how to really do it, you can come
And learn.
soak up the sauce.
Drip 101.
You know what I'm saying? If you're a designer out there, you're doing your thing, you want me to see your work, send me a DM, like show me something, maybe I'll rock your wear. And I like to support young designers coming up. And I feel like I always tell the fans too, just DM me if you got a question, if you need a little advice. Like I make time in my day to just respond and talk to people, because I feel like a lot of people out here just are looking for the wave. And there's so much talent out here that would really be as talented as they really were if they weren't chasing the wave. I'm just dying for originality.
I gotta say that's commendable that you invited them to DM you for advice and.
Yeah, hit me up.
And
I'm not gonna sit there. I ain't gonna be for hours. But
I know, but still, that's
give you
nice
some love,
because, yeah, no, a lot of people don't open that up for because it could get weird in the
Yeah,
DMs.
it get weird. But I know how to just unread it. You hit read and unread real quick. Like, boom, boom. I ain't see none of that.
Got you.
But most of the time, people get it. It's usually just like some young artists that's like, yo, man, I'm trying to do this. And it's cool. But like I said, I won't give you a novel, but I definitely can give you some heads up. But I like to just make that time because it can be real frustrating to be an artist today. Like, you don't want to do the TikTok, you don't want to do no weird dances, but you still want to, put your talent out in the world. And like, I don't got TikTok. I don't do like weird, funny dances. I just put out the vibe and hopefully it picks up. But for those artists out there that's thinking like, do I gotta do a TikTok? Do I gotta shake my ass? Do I gotta take my clothes off and do all this shit just because it's lit? It's like, no. You know what I'm finding more fire right now is like when women got a crazy body but they're dressed up. That is so that's so sexy. Like when you could kind of see her curves and everything, but she got
But she's fully clothed.
But she's clothed. It makes her way more attractive because like there's something going on and it's just way more sexy. I feel like we've been kind of like brainwashed with nudity that it's just making us look at women different, like how we even admire a female's body type shit. I don't know. We don't gotta go there, but
I understand what you're saying.
I just also want these women that like make
what
art.
sells.
This what sells.
So
but it's
everybody
like,
is following the trend of what they
Yeah.
think is selling, and they're not really being true to themselves because
Right.
they want to fit in, they want to make it, or whatever the case is. So I mean,
Listen, I'm gonna say one thing. I heard this girl. I was in the studio. This girl was bad girl. Like her body was, obviously like I'm like, man, we like to look at it, like crazy little, But then I'm like, yo, play me something that people don't really, cause she was playing all the like, man, I'm lit, yeah, pussy bitch. Then the second, like I'm like, alright, play me something that like nobody really knows like that. And this girl played me a record that was so like Lauryn Hill fire. And after the record, I was like, she's like, yo, I can't. But look at me. I can't be out here putting songs like this. I'm like, yo, if only the way this structure was. Because she's sitting on like beautiful, beautiful music, but because of how she thinks she needs to approach the industry, she's literally throwing her talent away and just following the trend. And there's a lot of girls out there that actually are really, really talented, but they just like, there's no money in just talent. It's a business.
Yeah. Business is business sometimes.
Business is
Sometimes.
But I'm a businessman, so I get it. Like I'm on both sides. On one end,
until you could kind of like voice your opinion and your opinion is valued. Sometimes people just stay quiet until they could get, to where they need to be, and then maybe they shift over. I've seen that happen a lot of times too. Like even like let's say like with Pink, the songs Pink was singing.
Remember Pink? A lot of people don't know Pink.
Yeah, we all was
you
like.
say Pink casually, like people know Pink. A lot of people don't know Pink. Like
yeah,
that.
I feel like people know Pink.
We know Pink.
Okay.
If you saying that to Pink to Gen Z, they're like, they need a Miley Cyrus or something.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, keep
but
going.
like with her, the genre of music she came out singing, I guess that's not, it wasn't her. Like she was doing whatever the record labels were saying to do. And the minute she got her own voice, then you saw a different, and then it was crazy because it made more sense for her to do what she wanted to do in the first place. Like I don't know why they thought people weren't gonna embrace it, but yeah. You said Christina wasn't.
Christina Aguilera was like that too. I feel like when she was
didn't like her music.
No, I'm saying I feel like when she was coming in, they were just kind of hamstering her in the business, and then she
definitely Christina Milian.
Christina Milian.
I heard she said she didn't. I heard she had an opportunity to even be signed to what's that thing with Murder Inc.
Oh, Murder.
And she didn't want that image. I guess she wanted more of a pop image, but she only got hits.
Yeah.
And
I feel like her and Cassie were like a similar kind of project. With like this sweet kind of girl next door, but still kind of hood a little bit. But Christina Milian, yeah, she also was like, she could have been one of the ones. I think she just, honestly, I think the era too, like women were like exhausted for being female artists back then. Like, the shit they had to do to stick around, I'm sure was like
crazy. Cause
that era, like there was the shit that you can get away with now. You couldn't be like back then. It was doing. The shit that you can get away with back then.
Okay,
like a man in music to now, like obviously it's
as far as taking
Me Too movements and all. Yeah, but back then these girls were like, I mean, I got family in music that tell me stories.
Back then you just had to choose. You had to decide which makes the most sense for your morals and your values. I saw people like Maya saying like she didn't mind looking like she fell off, if that's what y'all want to call it, because she wasn't gonna be doing anything that wasn't pleasing to her, anything that she couldn't live with, because then you do it and then the rest of your life, so.
That's hey, listen, you gotta live with these choices, man. It's it's not easy, but at the same time, it's not. Like I'm in it, and I know I'm a song away from being whatever anybody's out here, whether it's Burner or Wiz or anything like that. I built a crazy brand, but I'm also not really willing to compromise certain things because I know I gotta live with those choices. So I'd rather just take the stairs and
take your time.
Just work at it. Like I'm learning so much as I go. I'm watching these guys. I'm learning from these guys. I'm observing. Like I really feel like I'm always a student still. Like because again, even having that song, that still could not mean anything because then the industry could wash you out. I live with a song, but like you don't got no relationships. You ain't really build a brand. So it's just a lot to do this, and I think it's important to look at it as a business. Like, this music thing is not just about your talent. Like, you gotta really think 360. Like, we are an entertainment company. Like, I look at myself as an entertainment company. Sometimes when I'm posting on the gram, like, I have family DMing me like, damn, I'm like, it's entertainment. People want to see, but I also live with, like, my choices, so I'm not doing things that are way out there, but,
I got you. Well, you dropped some gems. You definitely dropped some gems on upcoming artists, on the young people, anybody that want to get into the music industry. Take your time, take the stairs. I like that.
Yeah, take your time. You get there. It's a long journey. Like it's a if you want to do this, it's a journey. It ain't just a song and like I'm lit. Like just treat it as a career. Like I'm 10 years in. I don't got a big record, but I'm able to feed my family comfortably. I live a very comfortable life because there's a lot of rewards that come with it, but it's definitely a career. Like, don't sign up for this if you're trying to do it for a year. This is lifelong type shit.
You get to touch people with your music, so that's a good thing. You ever had anybody, before we leave, you ever had anybody say to you, like, I listened to this song and it got me through this, or it made me cry, or...
Oh yeah, my album, Blood Diamond. Y'all go listen to Blood Diamond.
Okay.
My actual last album. This thing I'm doing now, again, it's more fun, but my last album was really touching home. I got a song called Good Enough. And it's really talking about never really being good enough. And a lot of people will really...
relate to that.
You relate to that also.
Because they feel that way even if they are good enough sometimes.
Yes, because you have to keep feeling good enough. Like, you gotta keep reminding yourself that you're worth it.
I had to feel good enough today
right,
to come in.
Yeah.
Oh man, so that's good. I'm gonna go listen to that. I'm gonna take a listen to it. I suggest everybody out there listen to it. You get a chance to hear some young Paris today. and speak with him about, you know, his influence in music and in fashion. And it seems like, you know, we learned that you named Afrobeats, so that's a
Let's
big
go.
deal. Now I'm going to be spreading that everywhere. I'm going to be like, I know the person who coined the term Afrobeats. Like,
Look
do
it
you
up.
know them?
Yeah, look it up.
So that's good. But yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We
This
appreciate
is dope,
you.
though. I like your vibe. I'm glad
You
we got
do?
to chop up.
Aw.
Yeah, you cool, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you know, I ain't going nowhere. We vibing, you know.
Okay,
Listen,
okay.
you know, we vibing. You know, tune in, Young Paris. You know, thank you, the King and I, for having me. Next time. You know.
Yeah.